everyone, welcome to Young Innovators webinar. So in today's webinar, I know many of you are curious on how the 2021 will be different from 2020 in aeronautical industry. So before going to that, let us know what are all the different career opportunities we have in aeronautical industry. So first foremost, let me tell about the aircraft maintenance engineer. So to become an aircraft maintenance engineer, it need not be like you have to complete your engineering then go to the aircraft maintenance engineer. So what you can do is first finish your +1 and +2 and score above 60% in your physics and mathematics. Physics and mathematics are the compulsory subject for any of the courses you join in aeronautical industry, because majorly all the science phenomena leads us to the one basic core subject, that is our physics and mathematics. So to become an aircraft maintenance engineer, you have a different CET called as AMCET. So AMCET is related to the aircraft maintenance engineering CET, where you get into a different diploma course, different diploma courses offered by aircraft maintenance engineer. And so aircraft maintenance engineering, what is the role of an aircraft maintenance engineer? So it is similar how we ride our bikes, cars, everything, they go to the maintenance, right? So similarly in aircraft maintenance engineer, they have the plane goes to the maintenance. So when they go, how we our cars or scooters or our bikes go to the service of every 2000 kilometers or 4000 kilometers, similarly for every 2000 flight hours our plane needs to go for maintenance. So where all the overhaul and the maintenance will be done of the aircraft completely. So the aircraft parts includes everything from a small components like a screw, nut or any of the gauge difference. All those will be included from there to the end part, or overall like your avionics part, your landing gears, your engines, all the parts will be considered for the overhauling. So the role of the aircraft maintenance engineer is to do the overhaul and see that the overhaul is done properly. He is the key person who will be giving the instruction how the overhaul is done and what is the defect, and it is right for the maintenance is done right and it is ready to perform, again it is ready to take off. So these are the various this is one of the aeronautical industry opportunity as an aircraft maintenance engineer. So to become an aircraft maintenance engineer, you need to have a DGCA license. So for gaining the DGCA license, you need to have to write certain exams that will be done from the diploma after your diploma. So to have an aircraft maintenance engineer, there will be 12 sets of modules. To clear all the 12 sets of modules, you need to be performing as an aircraft maintenance engineer as the key person for signing. So if the aircraft maintenance engineer does not agree if the maintenance is done properly or not, if they do not agree, then the airplane will be not leaving the overhaul section. So aircraft maintenance engineer has two diversified varieties of things. So one will be the commercial aircraft maintenance and another one will be the commercial military or the other dependent services. So commercial aircrafts, usually that includes the airways like your Air India Airways or other airways like Indigo, Jet Airways, which has been recently shut down, but the airlines will take them to the air maintenance to the respective industries also, or they can set up their own industry also. So for now, if I have an Air India has my one of the Air Indian airplane, they go to the Air India Air India maintenance part or a section or a hangar, and they get the maintenance over there. So uh, there what happens, the avionics part is being separately controlled by one of the aircraft maintenance engineer, and the engine part is again being considered by another set of aircraft maintenance engineer. So their role will be like seeing all the parts, checking them. It's not like similar how we see in my cars. If my car, what if a extra noise is coming out, what do we see? The silencer or the nozzle part is bit damaged, or there might be some mistake with the bumper or something. We analyze that and we say to the garage person, see, this is the problem, see that and fix for me this. But this does not happen in my airplane. What happens in my airplane is they have to check each and every part. They have to sit and analyze the each and every part and send it to the different departments. So in majorly now we are using the major engines that are being used is GenX and GE90. So GenX and GE90 have not given us the permission for doing the maintenance for total engine. So what we can do is only the part of the turbines and the fan and the nozzle, but the combustion chamber, the compressor and other parts will be done by the GE or GenX company itself. So they will be doing the maintenance, and that will be going from this part to the other part. So to become a maintenance engineer in India, you need to pass the DGCA license. So the next career opportunity for you in aeronautical industry is ground staff. You can think like, oh, this is just a very common job or anything like that, but this is one of the most required job in aircraft industry or the aviation industry. So to become a ground staff is also not so very easy. To become a ground staff, you need to pass the degree exams that are being offered by DGCA, and you need to follow the certain protocols, and then you will become a ground staff. So ground staff duty is also not very easy, and majorly it consists of more of hard work, what I can say, than the tail work, and it is a on-field work also. So ground staff usually includes the crew members, the air hostess, or the ticketing and departing luggaging crew members and other members that includes on the aircraft. So they look on the airport, sorry, not aircraft, airport. They look after the whole airport and make sure that all the customer or the tourists who are traveling to the airlines are being done properly or set properly to them. Imagine we just go and put our baggage in just one block, where there is a one block, and they just say, all Indigo Airlines, please put your package in this, and just with our ticket number we get, and we just wrap around our luggage and we send it. But all the luggages also go in the same way, but it is the ground staff duty who see all the luggages go and segregate on the same cargo plane itself. So it should there shouldn't be any difference in doing the they see that there is a minimum misplace or a missing of the luggage or anything such related, and they are very helpful for us when you are new to the airport or any kind of necessary things. So ground staff does not only give like this ticketing or the air hostess or the crew members, they also are includes in the runways. So in runway, to modulate the standard parking, what we can say in the loose terms, the parking of the aircraft, so that is, or the airplane on the runway is the most difficult, and it should be controlled very neatly. So if that is not happening, then automatically what happens, my airplanes gets delayed one by one. So what I have, those things are maintained by ground staffs. To become a ground staff, after your +1 and +2, you with the minimum of 50%, you in again physics and mathematics is compulsory. So you can join ground staff many courses are being offered from various schools or colleges, where you can join for the degree course of the ground staffing. So the next is air traffic control. So what is air traffic control? We have heard more about what is air traffic control and all, but we don't know what is air traffic control in a proper manner. That air traffic control is just like a heart of our body. So if the heart stops functioning, we start the other organs start not get any blood supply, and they start dysfunctioning. Same way, if the air traffic control is not working in a proper means, there will be no flights at all. So the major aim of the air traffic controller is to see when the flight arrival and when is the flight departure, and is the flight on its time, or is it flying in the same altitude, is it flying in the same direction, is it navigating between the same two airports, or is it anywhere deviating, what is the weather condition, how far it is, and all the monitoring will be done by the air traffic control. So air traffic controller, to become an air traffic controller, again you don't need an aeronautical engineering degree, but you need to have a telecommunication. So if you are in a telecommunication, you can easily be an air traffic control. So they know how the communication works between the two air traffic controller. So I think so you have all seen, if you have visited to the airport, there will be a long towers that are there, and which looks very dark and very mysterious also. So such part is called as the air traffic control, where all the controlling of the airport and the flights will be done over there, monitoring over there. So to become an air traffic controller, you can be a telecommunication engineer or an aeronautical engineer, and again you have a set of exams for cracking the air traffic controller, where you have to first write a writing exam, then you will have your own voice test, and again then you will be having your own physical test or the medical exam. So after passing all this, you can be a air traffic controller. But who offers these air traffic controller exams are your airlines. Your airlines or the airports majorly offer you the this job opportunity. So after, even if you have completed your degree in communications, you can do, or in electronics you can do your PG, that is your postgraduate in telecommunication, and you can apply for this air traffic controller. So next is pilot. So many of you have assumed, I believe, and many queries I get usually is that I am an aeronautical engineer and I want to be an aeronautical engineer. I ask why? So that I can fly the airplane. So that is a very crude method of assuming that pilot means they have to be an aeronautical engineer. No, the pilot need not be an aeronautical engineer at all. He can be a pilot without any engineering also. So to become a pilot, again you need physics and mathematics as your compulsory subject in your +1 and +2, and after that, if you it should be minimum of 60%. After your +1 and +2, you need to join certain flying schools where they offer the course to be pilot. So in that flying school, again you will be first be learning about the ground duties, then you will be learning how to fly the aircraft, and then you will be flying your own aircraft. So you will be always specialized for a particular airplane only. So like if I take an example, that when you are in the course of the pilot, so you are being having like Boeing 737 as your aircraft. So if you complete your course in Boeing 737 aircraft, you can be only pilot to the Boeing 737 aircraft only. You cannot be pilot to the Airbus or any other aircraft in Boeing also. So you can be pilot only for the what I can say, for the particular aircraft where you are being trained. So choosing your aircraft is also, or the airplane is also very very important when you are joining to this course. So when you join to this course, there will be certain flying hours you will be flying the plane, and then based on that you will be acquiring your license. So the license offered differs from each and every countries. So for each and every country it will be very different. So for India we have again DGCA license, and for US you have FAA license, and again for every other countries it starts differing. So this is how the pilot, if you want to be a pilot, this is how it happens. But this is the part of the commercial aircraft I was speaking about. To be in a military aircraft, for I'm speaking in the point perspective of India. So to be a military aircraft, you cannot show the qualification of your DGCA. You will be getting a DGCA license again, but you cannot show that I'm a commercial pilot, I can be a military pilot. No, that is not true at all. To be a military pilot, you need to crack few exams, not few exams, there's only one exam, that is to work in an air force you need to clear AFCAT first. That is being provided that is being conducted by Air Force. So this happens twice in a year. So it usually happens once in the January and February, and once in August, September, those period it usually happens. So you will be getting the notification from there. So to be a pilot you need first, there is, you have to have a degree or a BE or a BTech in engineering in any of the branches. That does not matter, but it is regular that the person who is applying for the AFCAT, he needs to have a degree in his hand. So that too, it should be more than 60% as the aggregate. So when he finishes, or when he passes in the writing test, then he will be having his own SSB round and personal interview rounds, and then he can be a pilot in India. And the major thing again is he should be of Indian origin. So next is aeronautical engineer. So aeronautical engineer is, what I can say is, aeronautical industry needs aeronautical engineer, but alone aeronautical engineer cannot lead the aeronautical industry. But I can say it is a core part of an aeronautical industry. So what is the role of an aeronautical engineer? So aeronautical engineer majorly involves in designing, production and research and development field only. So designing can be of your aircrafts, your unmanned aerial vehicles. So many of the colleges give you the UG program, PG program. So if you are an undergraduate, so what you can do is you can take aeronautical engineer as your postgraduate mainstream course. And if you are an undergraduate from other branches like mechanical or electrical or any of the such branches, you can be having this. But if you are an undergraduate from aeronautical engineering only, then you have, what you can choose is you can specialize your subjects in aeronautical engineer. We know that there are many specialized subjects in aeronautical engineer, that is your aerodynamics, your structural engineering, and you have thermals, and you have again flight vehicle designs, then you have avionics and other parts. Again you have an aeronautical engineer mechanical part and electronics part. So to be an aeronautical engineer, you have to have BE or BTech in aeronautical engineering only, or even you can do a postgraduate program. So this is about aeronautical engineer. Again you have CET and JEE mains and other various entrance exam after your +1 and +2 to be an aeronautical engineer. So aeronautical, there will be a question mark always. Does aeronautical engineer means he should work only in aeronautical industry? So what happens, this question is arised in India because there is no manufacturing unit. There is only a few manufacturing units or the competitors in this industry, that is your Boeing, Airbus or Lockheed Martin. So these industries are there already and only they are there in the market. So what happens in India is we don't have the manufacturing of aircraft, but we have the assembling and production unit in India. So we have our own aircrafts also, but we don't have our own engines also. So based on the engine also we need to do a specialization. So we know that the Kaveri engine that was done by HAL, so that project is being stopped because it did not perform at all. So similarly, when we can have our own engine in India, then only I think so it is very much possible to bring an aircraft or our own airplane in India. So basically what is happening now is we are majorly depending on the engine. So it is not like based on the engine we design. But the thing is, if I design an aircraft and I don't have an engine, then what happens? My aircraft will never take off at all. So by considering which engine I will be using, we are going to design nowadays. So if it is like Boeing, Airbus and all, they have the relations with the engines, and again the engine manufacturers are very different when compared to the airplane manufacturers. So the engine manufacturers are your Rolls-Royce, your GE, Genex, and you have Turbomec and other many engine providers. So these companies provides the engine, and again I'm saying the aeronautical engineers need not to work on the vehicle design or the research and development of these aircraft only. We can even go to the engine sections and do the research over there and do the development or join as an engineer in the engine sections also, or in the avionics part also. As I told before, aeronautical engineer has two diversions. One is the mechanical diversion and the other one is your avionics diversion. So aeronautical engineering is all about that. And the career opportunities is, again, you can join as a research and development engineer, or you can be a flight vehicle design engineer or an unmanned aerial vehicle designer, and you can work even in some of the racing sports car manufacturers, because the major phenomena what we use in racing cars is because is of aerodynamics only. So the racing car use the most important part when we consider in the sports car is the aerodynamic shape or the aerodynamics path. So an aeronautical engineer only can analyze well how well a sports car can perform based on the aerodynamics of the aircraft. So next is aerospace engineer. So I told about the aeronautical engineer, now it is about the aerospace. So some of you might have been got confused. So there is no confusion in this. So aeronautical engineer and aerospace engineer are actually two different itself. They can't be combined into the same. Hence we have two different fields, but both are interrelated to each other. Both has a few connections and few principles followed are of same, but it does not mean that aeronautical and aerospace engineering both are same. So aeronautical engineer will be dealing about the airplanes and other parts of the planes, or anything related to the airplanes or the vehicles, or I can say than the planes or the aircraft that is under the atmosphere. So we don't majorly try to go above the atmosphere in aeronautical engineer, and we don't consider the factors affecting on our plane in the aeronautical engineer above the atmosphere. But whereas an aerospace engineer, what happens is they will be considering the factors that is above the atmosphere also, because it should, once let me take your spacecraft or your rocket, it should leave the atmosphere. So that is the major aim of the Aerospace engineer. So the principles and the theories and the practicals dealing with an aerospace engineer is different from aeronautical engineer. So your aerospace engineer majorly involves about the spacecraft and your missiles, rockets, and other space science related and astronomy related various subjects, I can say. So to be an aerospace engineer, again you need to have a BE and B or BTech in aerospace engineering, or you can have a specialization in aerospace engineering in your PG program. Once you are done with an aeronautical engineer as an UG program, you can go as a PG program for aerospace engineer, or you can do it as a mechanical engineer or an electronics engineer, and then deal with the aerospace engineering in as your postgraduate. So to have all these opportunities, again you need to be well prepared, and it should be more than 60%, and physics and mathematics is the compulsory background in your +1 and +2. So next let me tell about the airlines that are in India. So we have Indigo, that is the presently the one of the largest that is being carried, that was used, I can say. That is not, that was because of the COVID-19 pandemic. All the aircrafts are facing few problems. So Indigo Airlines is the Indian origin airlines. So its major share, it is Indian origin airlines and major aircrafts, and it is the domestic airlines also of India, and it provides a larger number of seating capacities, and very low cheaper rate of I can say tickets, and this is Indigo Airlines. Then we have Air India, that was that was actually established by Mr. Tata, and now it is being in the under government control, and now we also know that Air India is almost in the stage of shutting down. So next is Air Asia. So Air Asia India, actually Air Asia India also belongs to the company called Tata and Sons. So they hold the major percentage of shares in the airlines, and this is being established. And then Vistara is also being hold, I can say the major hold is by Tata and Sons company, and they hold the major share in Vistara Airlines, and that is also one of the what I can say international airlines that is being more having a die-hard fans. And then again SpiceJet we have, and so when we see all this, you can see only few, but we have heard many other airlines also, like Kingfisher Airlines, Air Deccan Airlines. So what happened to these airlines? Why are they frequently getting shut down? And even Jet Airways, that was shut down recently, not permanently, they had temporarily suspended. So the verdict has not come whether they have permanently shut down or though they have shut down temporarily for present time, we don't know whether they have shut down permanently. But the major of the planes were bought by Vistara Airlines, Go Air, and other airlines who modified their aircrafts to their own airlines from the Jet Airways. So we know that it happened recently in the month of April 2020, or by the month of 2019 something it had happened. In the year of 2019 it happened. So what is the major I can say drawback in airlines is they are unable to maintain, the maintenance cost is the more. So similarly, how we go to the malls and all, and we pay a parking fee for my parking slot. So similarly, the aircraft also has to pay your own airplane also has to pay the parking fee for the airport, and if it going to the maintenance, again for the maintenance cost, and again your aviation fuel, that is your white petroleum or the white kerosene that is being used. So the increase in the rate of the fuel, when I compare my 1 decade or 1.5 a decade back, my petrol rate was not so much at all. it used to be almost lesser what it is for the present rate. So when I compare to all this, the fuel rate is increasing day by day and one after the other. So because of not having the management, or not unable to maintain the fuel, or unable to maintain the cost, or unable to pay the cost to the, or more number of aircrafts in the airport also is giving us the major, uh, what I can say, major problem that airlines have faced or is still facing also. So that is about how these airlines also got extended. And there is no one particular airlines we can have, we can say that it is majorly making a huge profit. So that is how the airlines usually work, until and unless maybe we have our own manufacturing unit, or that is how the airlines usually work. So, how did the effect of COVID-19 on aeronautical, or what was the effect of COVID-19 on aeronautical industry? So, we all know how we have faced from the past 1 year. It has been a very difficult time for every industries, I want to say. So when it was, but majorly on aeronautical industry or the aviation industry, it has been a huge impact, because all the airlines were cancelled, the airports were shut down, and the tourists stopped coming, and still they are hesitant to travel. So what happened was, it was almost around, I can say the aviation industry almost gave around 80 million job all over worldwide, where almost 45 millions almost something lost their jobs due to this. The pilots were what I can say, jobless, the aerosters were jobless, the ticketing counter was jobless, the aircraft traffic controller was jobless. So majorly the, I can say the major requirement what all were there, they were all cut down, and the major, almost it reduced to the half of the industries that were working shut down, and there were no chances of recovering from this. So after this, now recently the airlines have started, and they have started moving everything, but this is also a major drawback, that it can't start so quickly. So it was almost shut down for 6 to 7 months, we can assume. So when the when the aviation or the airlines are almost shut down for such a long period, it is very difficult to restart it again. So to restart this again, it is very difficult, and we need more time. Maybe probably by 2024, these industries can come up and they can settle again back to the marketplace. So the major of the shares, or the major market that is being given, is from the aviation industry only. You can ask me how, because the transportation, or the traveling, or the destination, the tourism, or any of the other necessities are, or the quick transportation. So you want to go somewhere very quick, so you choose first is your airplane has only the mode of the transportation, or the air mode has only the transportation. So these industries have led for the breaking of, what I can say, now people are hesitant to travel itself. So this has been affected more, and the market is also affected more in the aeronautical industry. So what are the present career opportunities in aeronautical engineering we have? So there are many government opportunities in India that are being presently opened also. So you can go to the DRDO, that is, as I told you, that is one of the research and development program that is being organized in India, and you will be so you will if you pass the gate after your UG exams, if you are passed with a valid score of a gate that is being conducted in that is being conducted in India, usually the entrance exam. So if you have a very good valid score of the gate, you can apply for DRDO, where they take you as a junior research scientist, and you'll be offered. Again, HAL is one of the important industries in aeronautical industry in India. And again, one more is ADA, Aeronautical Development Agency. Those give they have given a wide varieties of opportunities in past. Now also there are few opportunities. And DGCA, again, as I told you, the license you acquire is all from DGCA. And if you want to be a AME or a pilot, so DGCA is the major government organization that is being providing. And Air Force, again, for the Air Force, as I told you, you get two exams per year of CAT exam. Twice it will be conducted, and you can go through that. And again, National Aerospace Laboratories, NAL, which gives us the major major career opportunities. So I think so I have given out the information for what you all were looking, and how the industry works, and what are all the different career opportunities, and how it is different in this year. So if I want to say how different this year will be, it will be same as similar to 2020, not to the 2019. So 2020 will be we had a very major and huge impact. So all this industry to come back and to work regularly, it is similar how we left our house for 1 year or 2 year and coming back to my house, and if I expect that it should be clean, it will be not. I have to start making my all the I have to start rearranging everything and then start the things, right? So similarly, it is of your aeronautical industry also. So has now, it was almost shut down for 6 to 7 months. Now aeronautical aviation field also needs more and more what I can say time to recover. It will be almost like 2024 for an aviation industry to recover and start working back as the normal. So thank you all, thank you for being joining for this live session. And we at Young Innovators are conducting a glider marathon. So if anyone is interested, you can go and register through our website www.younginnovators.in. so where we will be conducting glider workshop on 9th Jan 2021. So you'll be building a 99 centimeter wingspan glider in period of 99 minutes. It will be conducted in Young Innovators office itself. So that is at Vijayanagar, Bangalore. So anyone interested, you can go there. And we have various other products also. You can be going to the various other products also are available in India. So various other products are also available to be in our website. So please you can go there and see on different different products. It is related not only to the aero modeling or this one. You can be other way also. Other astronomy, robotics and other products are also there. So please yeah, Purva, for glider marathon, it is on 9th Jan 2021. So you can register through our website www.younginnovators.in. So it is of you will be building a 99 centimeter glider where you will be learning how to fly your own glider and how to launch your own glider, how to build a glider, and what are all the principles used in building and flying. And again, as I told, there are many other products also. If you are interested, please go to our website and you can try on our products or our online courses also. Yeah, thank you everyone.